What you doing? I'm your otaku tainer, theacstories. With this episode, alcohol anime is starting off great. I am talking about one of my favorite shows, anime, just series of all time. You know it because you clicked on this, but you also know it because it's I feel like a decently popular one. It's Toradora. Uh, what a big reveal for something I already said you probably knew. I have a lot of memories with this, and I want to talk more about it right away. But it is alcohol anime, so I gotta talk about alcohol first. But I do want to give, I don't know, a disclaimer. It's not going to be like my typical episodes where I just go through it. This is pretty much going to be about an hour-ish of me just going over how much I like Toradora, all the things related to Toradora I've done in my life. So I'll jump around probably a whole lot, but I do kind of have some alcohol to talk about. This is also kind of different because, unlike other stuff I've done, or most stuff at least, for this podcast or watched, I did not watch this in one sitting as much as I wanted to, because that would have been 8 hours. And, did I want to? Okay. I just remembered how I used to do this. Okay. I wanted to do something different. Okay. So I wanted to try to make a drink. And I was thinking of more recent stuff to go along with Toradora's. That something I have done like traditionally as like a tradition. And I had something in the past and I completely forgot it until just now. I don't know how I forgot it. But what I ended up doing is more recently, the past 3 years, around the winter time, I get a jar of peppermint moonshine. I got it 1 year, really liked it. It's strongish. It's like 50%, and it's super easy to drink. I hate the jar though. The fact that moonshine is still sold in jar is stupid. I don't know. It became a marketing thing because that's I guess traditionally what moonshine was sorted in, but it wasn't like they were doing it back in the day because they were trying to like trademark that as the moonshine container. It's just what they had. You don't have to keep selling moonshine in mason jars. They're fucking terrible. They're just bad. You can't drink out. You could drink straight from them. I don't do that because if you don't drink it all right away, you leave it, it gets all crusty, and I can't imagine a worse texture to try to drink something from than if there was crust around the rim of it. Anyways. But I didn't want to do just moonshine because I'll fuck myself up. I think most I've drunk of it in one sitting, or not one sitting, at one time is half the jar because I was just cleaning one day. I just drink it throughout the day, just on the rocks maybe. So I needed to mix it with something. And I watched Toradora through 3 days. Normally I watch it the 24th and 25th, with the 25th being the Christmas episodes and near to the end of the series. This time I started early because I have less time, because I have a social life and blah blah blah, obligations with other people. Unfortunately, I am not single, so I'm not a loser anymore. Yay! No, I still am. I just have someone that puts up with my loserness. So I didn't have the free time to just sit and watch it and torture another person with. So I started a day early, meaning there was about 3 days of drinks worth I had to come up with. And I didn't drink only the moonshine. The moonshine was supposed to go with the tradition of watching Toradora, which I do every Christmas. I also used to do it every summer, but that kind of stopped a couple years ago. Time-wise, again, probably the same reason. So I think the first thing I actually started drinking while watching Toradora was a pineapple mango lemonade from Wendy's with Crown peach whiskey. And that was actually really good. They mix really, really well together. I think I used half a bottle in just one, a small bottle. What was it? Not a handle, or not a fifth. Some whatever's right below that. However much, 300. I don't know. I used half a bottle of that in just one large Wendy's drink, and it was so good. But then, of course, I was out of the lemonade, and already almost out of the whiskey. And then, like, the moonshine is what I was supposed to be drinking. That just happened to come with, food I had, so I mixed it. I didn't feel like moonshine would mix that well with, or peppermint would mix that well with lemonade, so I didn't do it. And then, as it went on, I already had some club soda I forgot about, unopened, so it had almost a little fizz to it. And I just drank that mixed with some of the moonshine. It was okay. Also, the moonshine this time is Old Smoky, I think. Normally I get Southernland, Southland, something like that. I prefer the Southlands a little better. Yeah, I'll just say that. Then it was mainly just that, some moonshine. I think I mixed. At some point we had the Sprite has a vanilla. I think it's supposed to be like sugar cookie something, but vanilla something flavor. So mix a little with that. I was just mixing whatever. Did I drink it? I must have drank some of it by itself. I think I did when I first got it. Just drank it on the rocks, but I don't think I did that while watching Toradora. And then, just keep drinking that. And now what I'm officially drinking, which I didn't drink until just now for recording, is what I call the holiday fuck around, which is pretty good. And is 2 parts cranberry ginger ale, because I have that. I'm not crazy about it, but I need to drink it. So I use that because cranberry holiday, blah, blah, blah. 1 part of the club soda because I also have that. And I wanted that to actually dilute the cranberry, like the artificial cranberry flavor a little bit. And then 1 part moonshine. And guess what? That 1 part, 50% moonshine, that's all it really tastes like. So, it's fine. It's good. I taste the moonshine. That's all I really care about. Okay, so there's 3 days of drinking. This is actually the 4th day I'm recording it. I'm recording it and I'm going to put it out. So I just got off work, ate a little bit, and now I'm drinking already. We'll see how this goes by the time I get done talking. But yeah, that's my holiday drink, or my Toradora drink, the holiday fuck around. Also, it's red. It's a very red drink. And going back to mason jars being just the shittiest container for a liquid that you would try to pour, I either just have not mastered it yet, or it is impossible to pour that without it just dripping down the side. Once you're done, I can get in there, but there's always going to be a little bit of drippage afterwards, so I need to use a cloth. And I guess this is where it comes in handy, because I thought about getting white tape and just wrapping it around the side of my glass so it looks like a candy cane. But then I was like, I have this white cloth that I used to wipe off the bottle anyways. Plop it on my glass on top. It looks kind of snow-esque for shitty creativity, I guess. And there you go. It's red and white. I don't know. But I'll post a picture of it on my Instagram if you want to see it there, or my Ko-fi too if you want to support it there. There's not going to be any notes for this because I'm just going off of whatever I'm thinking about. But that is almost the end of the alcohol part. But then I still have to make a drink for Toradora. I've been trying to think. So there's tiger, there's dragon, something that has to do with that. I don't know. If I was to think of something, well, here's the thing. They're very polarizing characteristics of characters. If you're thinking of Taiga and Ryuji, if you was to think of just Tiger and Dragon, I don't. What do you do? Do you make two separate drinks? Do you? I would say you could make a small drink and put it in the big one, but we know in this instance the big drink's going inside the little one. If that was to ever happen, so what do you do? For sure, something strong, something a little deceiving, because the whole point of them is they look one way and they are pretty much different. Taiga's itty bitty, but it's just a little mean palm top tiger for a reason. And then Ryuji looks mean, and then it's just like nice, I guess, nice, clean freak kind of person. So something strong but looks deceiving. I'll say a clean. No, because Taiga's not that clean. Ryuji's really clean. It might have to be two drinks that you mix together. Or drink together. That's the only thing I can think of. But something that would pair well together. Both strong though. Deceptively strong. Taiga's probably a shot size. Ryuji, you could do a double shot. Or a shooter, I guess. But Ryuji's would definitely be tamer, nicer, cleaner, sharper taste. Taiga's would be definitely just really strong. Also sharp, but just like really packs a punch. Really hits you. And it could be anything. Because of course they're teenagers. they're not drinking. There's one character I think you see drinking. Well, or who does drink, or is a host, the mom Yasu. Who that's interesting. I'm going to get more into information about Toradora in a bit. But I don't know. Is there? No, I guess I'll leave it at that. I could just keep wondering. I'm trying to think of if there's foods they like, but there's nothing in particular. Go. Yasuko. Oh, something bird name. Oh, I'm looking at a list of characters, and they put Inko above Yasuko. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Because it could... Thinking about it, there's just not much. It could be spicy with Ryuji. That doesn't really go with what I said before. Sharp, but spicy. Something like that. Just a pair. I don't know, I'm spitballing. That's something I'll probably need to have a better idea with. Color-wise, you could do something orangey. Maybe an orange liqueur, I guess, for a Taiga. Something dark. Yeah, something dark, deceiving, but actually pretty nice. There we go. We're getting somewhere. So like a Grand Marnier, or... Is that one orange? Yeah. Or triple sec? I don't remember that. No. Grand Marnier, if that's the one I'm thinking of, the kind of pricier orange liqueur, that would work because Taiga's also rich. Something... Oh, sharp. Spicy, not spice, but maybe a black spice rum. Really good, really strong. But it is also as intimidating as Ryuji looks, with maybe not as chill as it would actually be. Well, but yeah, the only real character we see drinking that much, I don't think we see the teacher, but we definitely see Yasuko, Ryuji's mom, works at a hostess bar, and I guess would drink from that, but I don't know if we actually see her drinking. No, maybe not. I can't think of any other drinking stuff, but that does lead me to where I was kind of thinking for my original drink was something like a Japanese beer or sake. I don't know why I didn't click until just now when recording this podcast. I used to try to drink an entire bottle of liter and a half. Yeah, a liter and a half of sake. I eventually finally completed it, like in one sitting, in literally one sitting, just sitting there drinking the bottle. It was like my own little challenge before falling asleep. And then there was times, the summer time when I would do it, it was to watch Toradora. Also, because that's about 8 hours, so that would be about right. Also, sometimes magicians, other shows, whatever. Just something. I forgot I did that. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should do that again. But then eventually I did complete it. So then I had to move up to a 2 liter sake. I don't remember if I did that one. But also I can't find 2 liters of sake anymore. And then eventually I would have to get like a 3 liter jug. And, ooh. I never got to that point. I have had 3 liters of sake. But I didn't drink that in one sitting. It was also only okay sake. So, I don't know. I thought I would not talk about alcohol this much, but I'm also feeling this drink. It's good. Peppermint. I've just been in such a peppermint mood. Ooh, very pepperminty too. So yeah, that's the alcohol part. A lot of it I felt like was just rambling, but let's actually talk about Toradora. Let's get a little information on it. Let's be a little educational before that department's stripped away. We gotta do our best to do what we can. So Toradora, originally a light novel series, and one I keep thinking I should get. Only 10 novels. And then 3 spin-off. But yeah. Light novel by Yuyuko Takemiya with illustrations by Yasu. Now I'm pretty sure Yasu's the name Yumiko or the mom. I don't know if I assume if you're listening to this, you know the character's name, so I don't know why. Yasuko. What did I say? Yumiko? I'm fucking stupid. Dude, I'm already losing it. Yasuko. Pretty sure also is called Yasu. But it is Yasuko, so anyways. Which is an interesting thing. To have a very similar name. What is this? Yeah, I'm sorry. If you want to just educate yourself, that's the thing. I'm just looking at Wikipedia because I know a lot of the stuff, but I want to also be accurate. So it's been a while. 2009 or 2006 to 2009. Eventually there was a manga. I haven't read the manga, but I would rather read that light novel series at this point. And then of course, the main thing, which, whoa, wait a minute. No wonder. Okay, so the light novel series ended March 10th, 2009. The anime ended. There's a OVA of Toradora. So I'm getting distracted. I'm going to look that up in a bit because I don't know if I've ever watched it. I may have. But then March 10th, 2009, light novel ends. March 26th, 2009 is when the anime ends. Wow. I knew that the anime ended differently than the light novel, or just, of course, didn't follow the same path. That's just light novel, manga. The source material is usually always going to be better. There's been some exceptions. Very few. But yeah, I didn't realize it was that close together. Huh. Wow. But yeah, so the anime was made by people. Studio JC staff. I don't even know if they do much anymore. Do they? When's the last time they done anything? Significant productions. Let's look at you go with me. No, they've been doing stuff. Oh, they're doing Fairy Tale 100 Years Ago. So they've been doing stuff I just don't pay attention to. They're doing. They're the ones doing. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Oh, that's another one of my favorite series. They're One Punch Man. So they have been doing stuff. For some reason, I'm just not that familiar with the studio. Oh, huh. Interesting. Eden Zero. That makes sense. Weird. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's other names directed by Tatsuyuki Nagai. Music by Yukari Hashimoto. I don't really recognize the music from anything, so let's see if there's anything else. I'm looking at this list. If Komi can, I didn't watch Komi. No, nothing I would recognize. Okay. And yeah, so that's some of the informational stuff. You can look up more if you want. I need to look up later what this OVA is. It seems like I may have watched it, but I don't remember. So, yeah, education stuff done. Let's talk about why Toradora is so important to me. I have no idea. That's why. No, I don't remember. I'm trying to think. First time I think I will watch Toradora. It would be about 2015, 2016. I don't remember. I really don't remember. Okay, the earliest I remember watching it would be about 2015 or 2016. Maybe 2016. Or something like that. Because, I just had a big phase of rom-coms. It would have been when I got my actual Crunchyroll membership. Because before that, I would mainly just watch like Hulu and Netflix. Or just use the free ad version of Crunchyroll. If I did that. So I think I eventually caved. And then I just started binging rom-coms. And this was one of them. And it was back before I really hated dubs. So I could get through dubs enough. And Toradora was one of them. Wait a minute. Hang on. No, okay. Wait. Let me look through this shit. Hang on. I can kind of pinpoint more of when it would have been because... Not 20... It must have been 2016. It was definitely before April 14th, 2017. Because that was my first convention. And my favorite voice actor of all time, Cassandra Lee Morris, was there. It was so coincidental because, of course, that's the voice of Taiga. Not only that, the voice of Lyn from Xenoblade Chronicles X. Also one of my favorite games of all time. Even though I was never a mecha person. That game, I loved it. And then, coincidentally, I also happened to be a voice in that. And of course, also the voice of Leafa, other little voices. And now, currently, kind of unfortunately, the voice of Galactica I don't know, whatever, and Marvel Rivals. And I say unfortunately because the character can be annoying. It's like the Navi of that game. As much as I like the voice acting, the character I don't like. So, a really long streak of just being cool. And then I'm not crazy about this character. But, voice acting, one of the best. I don't know. It's just... And then, Cassandra being at... Coincidentally, not even knowing, I just went to it. And just being there as a guest. I went to the panel. It was great. One of the best, panelists... a solo panel, just Cassandra, and it was great. It's one of the more lively voice actors I've seen at conventions. Not afraid to really get into it with other fans, debating. It was funny, even debating kids. It was great. And it was so fun. Willing to just take pictures and autographs for free, nothing like that. Was so happy to do that. When a lot of places you gotta pay for that. It was a really cool first convention. And I can't believe, of all the people that could have been there, it was Cassandra, the voice of Taiga. And I'm standing in line with these people, and I think at the time I didn't really have that many other friends that were also super into anime and stuff like that. I had some, but not like me. So standing in line with other people who were kind of just like me, just weird little nerds. Some look a lot less nerdy or weird than me, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I like Cassandra as Taiga." It's like, yeah, me too. It's like, oh. That was a great first convention. And I've had other cool convention and voice actor experiences, but that will always be the top moment. Shh. So maybe that's why Toradora stuck around so much. I don't remember when I started watching it twice a year, every summer and winter. I know it definitely started whenever I first moved to Hawaii because that was something familiar. I definitely remember watching it at Christmas because I didn't go home for Christmas because that's fucking long and expensive trip to take. And I don't care about Christmas anyways in the first place. But something about Toradora was familiar. And then I think I started it again that summer or the following summer. And then it was Christmas, summer, Christmas. And I kept doing that until these past couple of years when I moved away and moved somewhere else and got so busy that I don't really have time to watch too much. But I still at least keep up the Toradora tradition. Do not get as drunk as I used to, but that's fine. But yeah, pretty much one of the only anime I prefer dubbed. I have nothing wrong with the sub, of course, but I got so used to the dub, and there's only a couple others that I'm okay with. There's only one I prefer the English dub of, and that, like, besides this, of course, that it has to be the English dub, and that's Dragon Ball Z, because Goku's voice in the Japanese version makes absolutely no sense. I know why they did it, but you didn't have to. Like, it's so bad. So I can't listen to the Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z and onwards. Dragon Ball, fine. But look, characters grow up. The voices need a change. And I don't even care that much about Dragon Ball either. Dragon Ball Z. So I don't watch it. But there's some others that the ones growing up with, Pokemon, of course, One Piece. Well, they're the older ones. I guess maybe Kakaishi, because that was also on TV. Not high school era, but it was still my first introduction to it was in English, so I got okay with it. Also, there's a big change, and I've been noticing it more because I've been going back and watching stuff. Like around 2010, 2012, somewhere around there, anime and manga just change. It's almost completely different. I'll say even just like 2010 before that. Because I've been reading Kakaishi, and it's just like the manga's completely different. The anime, all that stuff is different. And even the voice acting, English dub, it's completely different. And I think older voice actors were better. And I don't know if it's just me getting old and I'm just used to something. But here's the other thing. I also been in a lot of conventions where there's a lot of English voice actors that just don't seem like they even want to be there. Don't even seem like they want to do voice acting. So that's also a little bit discouraging. And it's just the anime ones. That's the thing. Because I've also seen American productions like Dragon Prince, Avatar Last Airbender, those kind of voice actors. They all seem great and like they're really enjoying it. There's something about voice actors that specifically are dubbing anime that just don't seem that into it. And I think it's because they don't want to. A lot of them don't want to be doing anime. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying it seems like a lot of them don't want to be doing anime. They want to be doing either just acting or voicing American productions. I know there's a limitation compared to when you dub, compared to just doing original English animation and how you have to sync up mouse and stuff. So that's kind of where it is. So I don't want to say they're bad actors, but it's just a whole different feel. I don't know. It's weird. But that's not even about Toradora anymore. I just got on a different tangent, I guess. I'm just really getting in this drink. Anything? I guess that's it for just like background stuff. I'm sure other stuff will pop into my head, but let's go over some of these episodes. You know what? Before I get into episodes, let me. I've been trying to think of why I like Toradora so much. Also, besides just I happen to. I think some of the major points are, yeah, it's funny. I think I see kind of a lot of myself in Ryuji. My default look is either unhappy or like mean or calm or just derpy. I don't look good. So there's a lot of people that just want to fight me just for how I look. But then there's other people who are like, oh man, you're so chill. So it depends on, I guess, other people's personalities. You either, well, you know, follow me or you hate me. It's always been that kind of duality between people. Even with teachers, it's like always divided on if really like me or just seems to despise me. I don't know, stuff like that. Ryuji doesn't exactly have that problem. But the other thing is, watching through this again, and a lot of it clicked, is there's not really a whole lot of backstory with characters. They don't waste so much time in just flashbacks. And I get so tired of flashbacks because it takes you out of it a lot of times. They're not trying too much getting too sappy. Some of it's cheesy, yeah, but they're not trying to make you feel bad and sad for characters that much. And I feel like it's really self-aware of, they're high schoolers, they're kids. They're going to make things more dramatic than they actually are. They're going to make stuff cheesy and all this stuff because kids are just dramatic. That's how they are. And there's a point. The class president, when like referring to Kitamura, because Kitamura has a thing, and it's just like, let me. Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, Kano, the student president, is referring to Sumimura, and it's just like, there's more to life than high school. All of them really need to just realize that, because they are all childish because they are kids. Of course, Kano's a kid too. And one of the most unbelievable things of this show is the fact that Kano's leaving high school early to go to the U.S. to be an astronaut. It's like, okay, sure. Or something like that. So there's that. They are kids. All they know is high school, and all they know is being kids. So yeah, all this stuff matters to them a lot more than it would to adults. It's cheesy, and there's some self-awareness there. But they don't try to make it too deep, because also, it's not. They're not trying to make you feel bad and sad for the characters, like a lot of other stuff do. They don't waste time in going into flashbacks and giving a whole bunch of backstory. If there is any backstory given for characters, it's the character just saying something to another character, and it's like, oh yeah, this happened before, and it's brief, it's quick, you don't get bogged down in it. And I think that's one of the things I really like about this series. Also, one of the best things about this series, and I don't know if anyone will ever notice it unless you watch it a lot, is the background characters, usually the other classmates, the ones you don't know the names of, have some of the best commentary. There's just times they just say random shit. And it's one of my favorite things about Digimon, the original series, is when they're walking and just doing whatever, they just say random shit. And a lot of the times it doesn't seem like stuff for kids. It's so funny. And I kind of get that same sense with this. There's a time when the teacher is talking about like the resort or something in Okinawa burning down. And it's just like, oh, it's not my fault the police burned it down. And you just hear a character in the background like, we don't know that for sure, man. And it's just little comments like that from the random characters. And it's great. And like, speaking of characters, how characters are introduced, most of them are either there from the beginning. Ami's like actually introduced Um, eventually, but then there's like 4 other characters. Let me. So, I never really say their names. There's Haruta and Noto. They're like the other 2 guys in the class. And then Kihara and Kashi, who is really doesn't do that much. But they're just like there. They're never introduced. They're just eventually start getting integrated more with the other characters. And it feels so natural, and you don't really notice. You never notice when they actually get there, unless, like, even watching so many times, I wouldn't be able to tell you the exact moment when they start coming. I think some of the first times they're really speaking, it's like a little documentary type of, like, identity censorship. And they're just, like, eyes marked out. And it's just dumb stuff like that. But then they're just, like, there. And then they start becoming more of it without it feeling too forced. So, I don't know, it's all just great. I like it. And then that's really the main characters that have names. And the rest are just background commentary. It's great. I wish I could remember more off the top of my head. But it's just funny. And then, like, the whole story overall, which, if you're listening to this and you don't already know the story of Toradora, well, one, thank you for listening, but also, this is probably, none of this makes sense. Right away, people start just assuming Ryuji and Taiga are dating, just because, you know, it's high school, you see a guy, girl, blah, 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 start being together so much, and then you're going to be like, oh, they're probably dating, or they're together, there's something, sure. And then, of course, they did not, because Ryuji wants to be a Minori, Taiga wants to be a Sumimura, and they really, I feel like it really does kind of keep that, like, they're just friends, almost that, like, sibling vibe, too, together for a while. And I will even say, like, the turn of, like, oh, they really like each other feels a little sudden, but also not really, because everyone knew it. You as, like, a viewer know it. All the other characters, they know it. I mean, I don't even realize that Sumimura turns Taiga down pretty early. Minori has an idea how Ryuji feels pretty early. But they also are like, nah, these two, Taiga and Ryuji, they're more meant for each other. But, you know, they hang out as a group a lot more. Like, you can't help feeling. So eventually Minori starts really liking Ryuji too. Ami, I don't know. Ami, I think, just likes Ryuji just in the circumstances. I don't think Ami actually likes Ryuji that much. Of course, Ami and Sumimura were childhood friends, and that's almost feels like it's completely forgotten about. Almost a little bit, it's here and there. I feel like after the beach house episodes, that's kind of forgotten about. You don't really feel that, and it doesn't really matter because a lot of the attention turns to Sumimura and Kano. But yeah, everyone knows Taiga and Ryuji, but it still just does. It feels sudden, but it's also like, well, we knew it. So it's a weird feeling. And it's like off-air or like off-screen stuff is what really made the decision happen. And we see it more when Taiga, after Christmas? No. Okay. It's hard to tell. Was Taiga feels less sudden because already been turned down with Swimming More. Kind of already had that going. But still wanted to try. And then I think Taiga really gives up after seeing how Sumimura is with Kano and realizes, oh, really doesn't like Taiga like that. But then, like, Taiga's kind of left in limbo. And then by this point, it's becoming apparent that Minori also starts liking Ryuji. So what is Taiga supposed to do? Who knows? Just try to help. Is wanting to help. Ryuji be with Minori too. And so there's just feelings there. But the weird, and I guess what makes it the most sudden, is Ryuji suddenly turning liking taiga. I think that's only after getting like turned down by Minori, who only did it because of taiga. It's a whole lot of drama. But I don't know. And then Ryuji does eventually hear taiga kind of confess, so it's like Ryuji kind of knows, and I think that's what gets the gears turning. But then just suddenly going and being like, yeah, we're going to run away together and elope and all that stuff. And it's like, whoa. Calm down, kids. Okay? This is also sudden. So yeah, taiga kind of makes sense when I talk and speak out the logic. Ryuji does still kind of feel sudden. And maybe it was. And maybe it was supposed to be. Because even taiga is still trying to push will be with Minori. And I think that's why Ryuji is still just like, okay, I guess I'll just keep trying with Minori. But then there's eventually just like, no, I actually like taiga. And it's, I think the moment Ryuji thinks that is when taiga finally comes back over to Ryuji's house. And Ryuji's like, oh, I forgot how much I like taiga being here with me. That was kind of it. Like, that was the moment. Like, the turning moment. But then when Ryuji saved taiga, and another small detail I missed and never realized, because this time I was listening through headphones, and I always wondered, like, when Ryuji saves taiga after falling down the mountain, why did taiga just suddenly be like, oh, it's Sumimura? And it's like, and it's because if you pay attention closely, when Ryuji's holding taiga and adjusting, taiga's adjusting, taiga hits Ryuji's goggles, which makes taiga think, oh, these are Sumimura's glasses. And then that's why I didn't notice it, because you can't. I guess it's just goes with the sound design, sound choreography. Is there's that little dink noise. I was like, oh, this whole time that's why, that small little detail I just didn't notice. It's great. I love rewatching shows and finding little details like that. They're just, it's great. It just makes me appreciate it so much more. But yeah. So it's a great story. I wish it, I don't know. I never read the light novel, so I don't know how different they actually are. And if the light novels is better, but now I'm nervous because I like the anime so much. It's like, what if the light novels completely changed my opinion of them? I don't know. I kind of have the same situation with The Magicians, though. Magicians is my favorite series of all time. Now, I know this, it's not an anime. There is a comic of it, but that's also not manga. And then eventually I got the books. And the books are completely different. Same kind of tone, but completely different. But I just appreciated them both more now. So maybe I should get the light novel. But it also helps in Magicians. I could count the books. I pretty easily convinced myself the books were just a different timeline from the show. Like, they both still actually happen. And that would be harder to do with Toradora. So yeah, that's a taiga and Ryuji love thing. Sumimura Kano, pretty straightforward. Sumimura got turned down by taiga, which is what made taiga eventually realize who Sumimura was in the first place. But because Sumimura got turned down, Kano was there to, I don't want to say trick, or rope Sumimura into the student council, and then of course spending time together like that. But also kind of just not a likable character at all. So whatever Sumimura sees, we don't. Of course I don't think taiga needed a fight, but I'd still see like why taiga's upset. And then the third, I guess, Well, you could say there's others. Haruto eventually does get a girlfriend. We don't know anything about Noto or Kihara. There's something there. Kihara also likes Sumimura. But the third unofficially official relationship, whether they or not, is of course Minori and Ami. Hey, they could be lesbian. You never know. There's a point where in the culture festival at the end of it, Minori's even like Satan might be a lesbian, and that's why so upset and like likes Taiga so much. And Ryuji's just like, I hope you're not. It's like, okay, well, okay, calm down before you get all butthurt about that. Ryuji hopes Minori's not because Ryuji has a crush, not because Ryuji's against lesbians or anything. But yeah, it is entirely possible. And hey, maybe it's explored in a light novel. Who knows? That Minori and Ami could get together. I could see it. I could see Ami going down that path too. I mean, could easily be turned off by guys. It seemed like there was some kind of interest in Ryuji, but it never felt sincere or like it really mattered that much. Was stalked by a weird guy. I could see a reason to be completely turned off by guys. I could see a complete reason for anyone to be turned off by guys. So yeah, I'm not usually the ones to just do like ship characters, but I definitely could see that being a thing. It's like in Legend of Korra. I joked about that. In the Legend of Korra, I never really saw it coming that much. I just thought it would be funny, and then it ended the series like that, and I was like, oh, I knew it! No, because I had a game. My friend and I had a game where every time any characters got close to each other, like face to face, would just be like, kiss! And one of my friend won first because it happened in Heroes. And like when the main character, I don't remember the main character's name, Claire maybe, goes to college in college time, and I think kisses a roommate or a friend or something like that, or one of them kisses the other, I don't know, and won that. And so I just been playing the game to just try to get my win, and I've got it before. I think it was in Fear the Walking Dead with Strand. No, it might have been in Korra first at the very end. But that one didn't feel deserved. That one kind of came out of nowhere. So it came out of a joke that happened. But I could definitely see Ami and yeah. Yeah, I could see it. I don't think it will last, but I could see it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think. Oh, another thing I really like about the series is they cuss a lot. And they're kids. And it's like they don't give a fuck. They're not trying to like censor anything, even with it being English. They talk about, okay, if you were a high schooler and you were ever like me, if you're a high school guy, male, whatever, and you were around a group of girls a lot, they eventually just stop giving a fuck what they say about you, and they just start talking about stuff guys don't have to go through. And they kind of do that shit too in this. And like talk about periods and blah blah blah, like going to the bathroom, stuff like you don't really think about that much. There's a part where Sumimura is just naked, and there's no. Oh, that's the other thing. Why this show's so great. So yeah, there's not overreactions that much in this. Sumimura comes into a kitchen, just covering the junk with a towel. And Minori's like being all funny and like acting like taking pics and stuff like that. Taiga freaks out a little bit just because, crush. Ami doesn't give a fuck. Of course, Ryuji doesn't give a fuck. Sumimura drops the towel. Minori is just like face to face with a dick, I guess. Well, I guess more of a bush. It's not super like overreactive. Like, it's more of what real life would be. It's not characters being all shy. I can't believe, they showed the skin. There was ankle. nosebleed and bullshit. I don't remember if there was a single nosebleed in this because it's so fucking stupid. It gets overdone so much now. And it's like, okay, all these characters just are annoying. I get it, crushes, whatever, but they don't do that in this show that much. Of course, there's a little bit, but it's not overly done. Ryuji has a little bit of that when first meet Ami and stuff, but then even it's just like, okay, well, yeah, I've seen you in a swimsuit before, okay. It's just going, yeah, that's right, whatever. There's not that much. There's part Ryuji put in like a boob pad into Taiga's swimsuit and straight up just grabbing boob. Ryuji doesn't overreact or do anything. Taiga is not happy about it, but and then there's like, that's it. It just moves on. It's like, okay, you felt boob, maybe, I don't know, nipple, maybe, I don't know. Taiga, the whole joke was flat chested anyway, so it probably wasn't anything to feel, but it's just like, it doesn't get so dumb about it. It's like, okay, that happened. Move on with it. You don't have to be so like nosebleedy about it. Alright, but it's great. I just keep thinking of more and more stuff. I didn't even get to the part of the Christmas stuff, which I'm going to have to get to because otherwise I'll drone on forever about whatever stuff. I'm sure more stuff's going to pop in my head. So, the different arcs, there's some major ones. Beach House, the swimming and beach house stuff, a culture festival, a really good one, a really sad kind of, just, I guess, what the older term or version of what cringy used to mean. It's just like, the sadness of like making the announcement with Taiga's dad and then not being there. It's just like, oh, this is awkward. And then just Ryuji just going like ballistic kind of, and Minori. Minori like almost murders some people, hitting them with a softball straight in the head. I think it was in the head. It might have just been like somewhere on them, but pretty sure it knocks like 2 people out. That could just kill people. Like a softball straight to the head, I think could kill someone. But yeah, so that was cool. Then 2, what was the class? 2C, I think? 2 or 3C? I don't know. Sweeping all the competitions. The wrestling thing was so funny. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. The teacher's also one of the best parts of the show. And I realized this year, I think, is the first time I'm older than the teacher now. Because I'm 30. I don't know if it says the actual age of the teacher. But I'm pretty sure I'm older now. Because there's a point where Yuri Koigakubo, or Yuri, I don't think we ever heard the last name. And what was I just saying? I'm blanking out. So there's a point where Yuri is just like, this is my last year of my 20s to do whatever. And I was like, oh, so you're 29? It's like, oh no, I'm 30. I'm 30 this year. I'm officially older than the teacher now. Oh no. But also the teacher's great. Just go and try to get like doing something on Christmas, like real estate or something like that. Going to that some kind of seminar for that. When Taiga at the end is texting the students, or all the students are trying to text Taiga, and she's like, "Oh my god, the kids are going rogue." It's just, the teacher's great. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh, just the different arcs of it. Yeah, and then still sincere. Scared initially of Ryuji, of course. It's just, what was his name? So, a culture festival. There wasn't really a sports festival, so that's cool. There was, technically, there was a beach episode trying to scare Minori. I forget it's a beach episode, because I guess that's the thing. The beach episode doesn't feel like a beach episode. because it kind of gets combined with like the scary, haunted, whatever, test of courage, and it's not a test of courage kind of thing. According to Taiga. Oh, and then it's just such silly stuff. Like, it feels like stupid, silly stuff my friends and I would also do in high school. Like, when they're waiting at the station and they're doing, like, they're all lined up doing the arm thing, going after on me. It's just dumb stuff like that amuses me so much. And I don't even like high school that much. It was fine. It was okay, but it definitely wasn't the best time of my life. Being an adult's so much better, but... So, yeah, then there's that. There's the Sumimura Kano part. And then Minori realizing feelings for Ryuji, which ties into the Christmas arc. And from here it works out, because the Christmas thing pretty much ties over the rest of it. Because there's Christmas, Christmas party, the actual Christmas thing. Taiga's trying to be a good girl for Santa, even gives gifts to like an orphanage or kids there. Wish there was a better name for it. That part was like, okay, well, I guess. Is it that bad? Maybe. I don't know. People change terms all the time. Leading up to the Christmas party with the sexy Santa or kinky Santa. Another great thing. And another great background character moment where he's just like, why is he shirtless? It's like, I don't know. Don't bother asking or something like that. Because Sumi Moore is just like a shirtless Santa. And then he's like, he pops up behind like Noto and it's like, oh, do you think I'm sexy? And it's like, and then throws him on the ground. It's like, ew, I'm being arrested by a kinky Santa. And then Kaoru comes in and is like, Kiara, do you think I'm sexy? And also, there's Haruto's dream. Like, I'm pretty sure much earlier in the series, and that's just so fucking weird. And it's so funny. Ooh, so then, after the Christmas party, Ryuji going dressed as a bear, which kind of a little weird plot thing, I guess. We see Ryuji leave the building, start leaving, the premises. But, of course, it's always possible Ryuji turns around, goes back to the party, or runs into the bear person outside of the gate or something like that. Because Ryuji doesn't leave in the bear costume, but somehow ends up back at Taiga's place in the bear costume as Bear Santa. Of course, Taiga knows, but still plays along with it. And it's so nice, it's so sweet. We do all this thing, but of course, Taiga set it up so Minori is supposed to meet Ryuji at the school. I don't know what Minori was doing that took so long. Should have already been there. Maybe was planning on stopping by Taiga's again for some reason. I'm not sure, because Ryuji leaves. Taiga realizes, wanted Ryuji there still. Runs out crying, yelling. Minori somehow sees this. I don't know what their school walk is like. For some reason I have a feeling it's not on the way. And then after Ryuji waiting a while, it seems like, Minori shows back up, and then that's when Minori turns Ryuji down. It's like, okay. But, so, it's so good. And then they go skiing, sledding, snowboarding. And there's another part that kind of didn't make any sense, is all the guys are in the girls' room for some reason. They hide in the closet when Taiga comes back. And for some reason, instead of just getting like Taiga to be like, hey, go out there, get rid of them so we can sneak back out, they drag Taiga back into the closet and be like, shh, don't say anything. And then they hide until the rest of them leave again to go look for Taiga. I guess that's why it makes sense. We all costume just get Taiga to be like, hey, let's get out here for a moment. But yeah, Taiga goes down the mountain. Saved, brought back. And then there's Valentine's. The There's all that. And then the overreaction. Oh, Yasko working so much. Yasko, that's a whole nother thing. Dang, I'm going to talk forever about the show. Yasko, best mom. Just best mom, period, probably. Definitely up there. Definitely one of the best anime moms. TV moms of all time. Fictional moms, real moms, I don't care. So sweet. Cares about Ryuji so much. Works more and more jobs. Gets sick. Ryuji tries to pick up the slack. But then overreacts, I feel like, when seeing Ryuji work. And it's like, okay, Taiga's mom too. I don't know what Taiga's mom's problem was. We only see you that one time, pretty much. This is where they decide they're going to run away together. I don't know, overreaction. Gets Minori's money. I don't know if Minori ever got all that money back. I would hope so. Fall off a bridge. There's all kinds of stuff that goes. Then goes to the grandparents. For some reason, Yasko also ran away. Don't know why. Don't know what the point of that was. Don't know where Yasko went. But it's like, here's a watch. Go to your grandparents. It's like, where did you go? I don't know. None of it made sense. That part. Look, this one of the problems with a series ending is they have to rush and try to fit a bunch of stuff in the ending when apparently the light novel had just ended. Ooh, so that all happened. It was kind of dumb. But I don't know, it was okay. And then you get to see something like the grandparents moment and see how why Yasko ended up that way. And you get a little bit of the sad details of like Yasko was pregnant with Ryuji and didn't want to give him up. And so ran away, stole a bunch of stuff. Ryuji's dad didn't actually die and it was just some thug and good for nothing. So yeah, Yasko, best mom, period. I'm not afraid to say that. Yeah, it's great. One other thing. Oh, the curry. And it's a big thing. The curry they eat in the beach house episodes, which is just super hot. I wanted something like that so bad. I wanted a curry that was so good that you couldn't stop eating it no matter how hot it was. And I kind of gotten close. I haven't gotten to the point where it's so hot and you still, like, so hot you shouldn't eat it, but you can't eat it. Making something that myself, I've gotten close. Using ghost peppers, stuff like that. But it still gets to the point where you can't keep eating it. And I haven't gotten to where it's so good you can't stop. The closest I've tried is malai kofta from like an Indian restaurant, getting as hot as you can. Oh shit, that's one of my favorite things in the world. I eat some malai kofta, just super fucking spicy. Woo! If I eventually got to the point, I'll order 2 orders of it. Eat one, just fucking sweating everything off. And just sweating through the meal. It was great. Put another one in the fridge. Eat that in the morning. Oh, damn, did my toilet hate me. And my butthole was on fire. But damn, was it worth it. Oh, man. So good. I miss Hawaii so much. It was so good. I've had others, and there was just one restaurant in particular. Some of the best I've ever had. Oh, man. Maybe I need to learn how to make malai kofta instead of curry. But no, they make curry in Toradora, and that's what I kept trying to make. And I've gotten close. I have gotten close. So, I keep working on it. But what else? Animation is kind of... Okay, it's older animation, so that's fine. I'm okay with it. It does look more wonky when you get used to animation nowadays, but it's fine. Music's okay. Music's nice. Nothing bad to say about it, but I don't think there's really anything that stands out. But it's definitely memorable. But I don't know if it's memorable because it's just that good or it's because I watched it so much. But so I remember that. I'm pretty sure. I guess that must play all the time. Oh, the opening and endings. They're great. Of course, I wouldn't say they're the best, but they're really good. And I appreciate them. I like them. Booty, booty. So yeah, I like him. I think I meant to look up and see who the actual artists are that sing the opening and endings for Toradora. I don't really remember though. I'll look it up. Look up that and the OVA. I'll do that when I finish recording. Which I probably should be soon. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep finding small things to ramble on about. Are there any others before I go? There's one other teacher we see. No, we see like a PE swimming teacher. Yeah, like the PE teacher. Just super buff, bronze, and lifting weights all the time. And another like older, dorkier looking teacher. They don't do too much, but I noticed them this time just because, oh yeah, there are other teachers. Yeah. Oh, the end. Do you want to talk about the end? Eventually, I think it's mainly just seeing Ryuji's family and them coming together. I think Taiga gives in and decides to go be with the mom again because the dad's business wandered and had to flee. Kind of scumbag anyways. So, their last year of high school, Taiga's in a whole nother school. And it's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting way to end this. And it was still kind of touching because then Ryuji comes back into the classroom where they first kind of interacted for real, aside from Taiga just walking in there, Ryuji. Where all the drama kind of started, you know. And that's nice. You also hear the other background characters. You're like, oh yeah, dude, last year was apparently the best of these festivals and all this stuff. And 2C won everything. And said, yeah, and the Palm Top Tiger and all that stuff. Oh, the other thing, I mentioned Sumimura. Wait, did I? Sumimura becoming like the saint of heartbreak or something like that. I don't know. And then, of course, Taiga, the Palm Top Tiger, and also like Palm Top Tiger of happiness for people who are touched or are touched by Taiga. Like fall in love or find their crush or something like that. Good luck happens to them. Silly stuff like that. It's so good. Oh, another great thing. After Taiga comes back, after fighting Kano, and it's suspended, comes back, and the scene when Morris apologizes in a Taiga or whatever, and it's like ultimate form of frustration. It's just laying flat on the ground. It's so stupid. I'm just rambling, but it's so good. The more I think about it, it's just the little moments. Sumimura, Minori, great characters. And of course, I mean, Yasuko the best. Ryuji, Taiga, good main characters. Ami's the only one who's kind of just like, yeah. And then background characters, Nanto, Haruka, Haruma, oh damn, I'm losing names. I'm getting, Gihara, the other one who is just like, oh, the really nice, soft-spoken one. Names. I gotta stop. I'm gonna ramble on forever. So that's it. That's Toradora. 25 episodes, about 8 hours. If I was to try to sit and watch all of it in one sitting, maybe I will one day. That'd be a fun little party. This one I kind of had to play it more so in the background while I got other stuff done. Of course, I already watched it all. It's in English, so I can hear everything. I'm still drinking regardless. So took 3 days this time. Recording on the 4th. If you're listening to this the day it comes out, hey, I just recorded it. Anyways, damn, I'm going around forever. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to talk more about Toradora, you can do that. Comments, they're there. Social media, the AC Stories, all that stuff. Email me, theacstories@gmail.com. I want to thank my Ko-fi member, Julio, Vasquez. If you also want to help support me on Ko-fi, you can do it. You don't have to. You get a little extra stuff with more stuff coming and being available later. But yeah, that's going to be it. And it of my rambling. I have been your otaku tainer, the AC Stories. Thank you so much. Until next month. Bye.